get these over-the-top extensions of ourselves that are just extensions of ourselves, just big characters of
caricatures.
So what we need is Kansas Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Don't need that ever again. That was no bueno.
Thank you for tuning in to Dancing with the Odds, brought to you by Rad Dad Productions. Before we begin this episode, we'd like to remind you of some important information. Sports betting can be an enjoyable pastime when done responsibly. However, please remember to gamble within your means and only if you're of legal gambling age in your jurisdiction. If you or someone you know is struggling with gambling addiction, we urge you to seek help immediately. There are resources available to assist you in regaining control of your gambling habits. Please call the National Helpline for Problem Gambling at 1-800-BETS-OFF. This confidential and toll-free helpline is available 24/7 to provide support and guidance. Dancing with the Odds and Rad Dad Productions do not endorse or promote excessive or irresponsible gambling. We are committed to promoting responsible betting and ensuring our listeners have access to necessary resources for responsible gambling. All wagers placed by Dancing with the Odds are made legally inside the state of Iowa.
Okay, cool. Welcome back to Dancing with the Odds. We are your hosts, Sean Thompson, Aaron Patterson, and me, Dennis Tresca. We had a little better weekend, gents.
Yeah.
Things went a lot better.
1 out of 2 again, so.
Yeah,
It'd be nice
1
if
out
we
of
got
2.
Both ones, but.
You know what, though? 1 out of 2 keeps us going.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, the LSU game, they almost hit the over in the first half.
Halftime.
I hate LSU now. They're in the same list as Iowa State.
Yeah, so we're
Yeah,
going to
let's just stay away from them.
stay away from them for a while. So
I don't like them very much, even though I totally looked at the game this weekend. But I'm like, nope. Yeah,
I did too.
Nope, do not be tempted, Dennis.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. We had a bad week last week, and we regrouped and came up with a little bit of a different strategy, and it
Worked out.
It worked out. What's everyone drinking?
I have is it Destil? I'm assuming it's a Grateful Dead themed.
Awesome.
It's called Tour Bus.
It looks delicious.
Very
Double
nice.
dry hopped hazy IPA, and it's got Citra hops, which are my favorite kind of hops. So
That's awesome.
it's really good stuff.
Usually mix the good hazies
Yeah.
with the Citra.
Yeah, and my new batch of 57 beers arrives tomorrow or on Friday.
57.
57.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am gonna drink that beer in the refrigerator. I'm not gonna feel bad about it.
Where did you get that from?
Tavour.com. Tavour.com. You can order any beers from all over the country. They pop up new stuff every week.
Is that like a special that you get
Future
57
sponsor?
of them?
Future sponsor.
No,
You
it's,
just ordered 57
Yeah,
of
we
them.
just ordered 57. My wife and I, she's been turned on to the fruited sours because of this app. And so I have the brunt of them this month. So I think I've got like 40 of them. So yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So it's pretty good stuff. So,
Kansas Sean,
but
here we come.
There's always good beer at Sean's.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, but it goes so fast. I drink too quickly. So, but it's usually really good stuff. So, but they're starting to get. I think there's a lot more stouts starting. It's
Oh yeah,
wintertime.
it's winter,
It's
right?
getting wintertime.
Yeah, I
so
started
it's starting
seeing the
to show up.
Oktoberfest showing up, and
I just got the basic Mick Ultra.
nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Yeah,
Good
low
stuff.
carbs.
Low carbs.
You know,
That's
it's
what
the
I'm looking
fitness
for.
beer.
Yeah.
That's right.
Not at all.
I got a little Founders All Day Chill Day.
Ooh,
This is
that's
kind
good
of
stuff.
a session cold IPA, kind of a holdover from summer, but still good.
Found
Yeah.
it was good.
Awesome. Well, cool guys. So this weekend there's a lot more crazy games. I looked at far too many of them, and I don't know if I feel great about
didn't.
many of them.
I didn't feel good about
No.
anything this weekend.
Yeah, you actually put that in your notes.
Anything.
I
Like
don't really feel good about any of these.
No.
So let's see. if we can
NFL
talk
probably
each other into
more
stuff.
so
Yeah.
than college, but then the NFL is just
Yeah, NFL's tough.
you just never know.
It's funny because I always feel better about it. Not that I always pick winners, but I feel better with NFL. I feel like I know it better.
Yeah.
I think I get overwhelmed looking at college because there's like 7,000 games every week.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough weekend, I feel.
Yeah. No, it's not. We're gonna keep this
win.
going. We're gonna win. What is wrong with you?
We will keep it going.
Right.
It's just going to be a rough weekend, I think. In college, just that whole landscape's going to be.
Sure. So we're up to, just to kind of update the listeners at home, we had 2 separate $20 bets. We hit on one of them. So our bankroll is up to $140. So I think we talked about, are we going to double the bet this time?
Go to 40.
So go to 40 on each of the bets. All right. Here we go.
Yeah. We got this far the last go around. So
I agree.
We lost on the $80 two bets. So
and we're gonna try it, with our new conservative approach here. So
yeah,
we got to build up. We can't just be winning $10 a week, right?
We gotta do it. So
it'll be one step forward, 2 steps back if we do that.
And I was talking to my wife about it tonight. She's like, so exactly what are you trying to get to? And I said $10,000 by the Super Bowl. She said, well, how are you going to do that? And I said, we double every week, hopefully. And we basically have to hit 9 or 10 weeks in a row straight, which is pretty difficult to do.
Correct.
But I said, the last bet, we're literally going to throw $5,000 on a bet. And she said, wait, you're going to lose possibly $5,000? Like, that is a definite possibility.
We're going to lose possibly $60 because that's all we put into this.
Right. It's house money.
Right. Exactly. So I'm...
Wives.
And then obviously
making sense. Come
obviously on. She was like, why don't you just do one 16-leg bet?
Right. Yeah. No, that's what it's going to end up being because we're going to have like $3.50, for Super Bowl weekend.
Right. Like, we suck.
We got to, how many legs do we need to get to 10,000?
Right.
So we need the over-under on the national anthem. I'm going to also take tails.
The coin flip, yep. Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Awesome. Well, we can get started if we want to just dive right in and start looking at bets.
Yeah.
What do you guys
I don't know why we wouldn't.
All right.
Let's go.
Who wants to start this week?
Well,
okay, I'll start.
Yeah, I was going to say that
it's my turn.
I thought you had that in the outline.
Oh, did I have it that way? Oh, yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start with college. I got the wrong thing up here, guys. I'm sorry.
Well,
we can look at last week's bets. I bet I'll be really good.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
All right. So my first one I'm looking at Fresno State at Wyoming. All right. And I know you have it written down too, so I'll let you. I'll start it off, and then you can beat me down and tell me why I'm wrong, which I'm sure I am. All right. So I think I like the bet Wyoming +6, and here's why. Wyoming's great as a home underdog. 72-20. I've said that on the podcast before. That's the elevation. It's a very good home field advantage for them. They're 4-0 at home this year. They're 2-0 against the spread as a home underdog. Craig Bohl's just a great coach. Just throwing that out there. They beat Texas Tech. They were tied with Texas at halftime in Austin before Texas finally figured out what to do and ran away with it at the end. They still covered, by the way. They also beat Appalachian State. They have had a little bit of luck along the way, but it always seems to be when they're playing in Laramie. And Fresno State hasn't beat anybody. They beat Purdue, which seemed like a good win at the beginning of the year, but really they're 2-3. They are ranked 24th. They are 5-0, but their resume is just crappy. Purdue's 2-3. ASU's 1-4. I know ASU. It's not a good win. Eastern Michigan 2-3. Kent State 1-4. Nevada 0-5. That's their resume so far. I just think that Wyoming will keep it close. They might not win, but I can see them hanging around and keeping it close just because it's a home game. I also want to do a shout out to one of my colleagues in Laramie, Lonnie Becker. He swears that they have a better chance if Svoboda, if I could say that right, is the quarterback over Peasley. I guess Peasley's more of a game manager and Svoboda is more of a gunslinger, which I guess is what you want to be if you're a Cowboy, right? Isn't that what Wyoming is? But I looked at it. Peasley's been doing good. He's been winning games. So I'm sorry, Lonnie. I'm still saying either way, Wyoming +6. Okay, I said a lot of stuff about that one. The only other game that I'm really going to talk a little bit about is the Purdue at Iowa, and I like Iowa -2.5. Actually, I think it may have changed to -2 last I looked.
And it was -1.5 when I looked at it.
Oh,
that's
funny.
how much
so it's been bouncing
a
point either way. So Cade McNamara went down last week.
ACL gone.
But does it matter really who's playing quarterback?
Probably not because it's the defense.
Yeah, they're a defensive team, and their special teams is great. They're at home. Purdue is 2-3 against the spread. They are 1-0 on the road, but it was against Virginia Tech. So if that means anything. Iowa's 2-1 against the spread, but they are 3-0 at home.
It's 2:30 game.
I really think Iowa's going to win this game. They're going to lean on their defense, special teams. It'll be like a 23-17-ish type of score. I can see it. See it being. So those are the two I feel good about talking. talking about. I also kind of looked at Rutgers, Wisconsin. That over-under's 44.5 seems really low.
Yep.
And I'm not. I kind of started looking at K-State, Oklahoma State, but I went back and forth on it so many times that I don't want to even talk about it anymore. I had the under for a while, then I had the over. So those are my games.
All right. Well,
If we can pause for a moment, you can edit this out. I am not connected to the internet,
Oh, yeah.
oh shoot.
and I need that because my sheet's not updated to what I.
Oh, yeah.
What is the?
Look for which one? Which one are you?
draft night pulled up?
Oh crap! What did I make it?
I thought it was hot German.
I can't remember if it's hot German mustard or German hot mustard. Hold on.
Oh,
Stand by.
maybe it was German.
It's one of those.
You should not delete this now.
No. We gotta keep it on there. Now everyone's in it. I gotta change it now.
The draft night
are gonna
Wi-Fi
pull up
at
the
Dennis's
draft-
house
yeah,
is hot German mustard.
That's a shout out to Aquaman. Okay.
Or corncob man,
Or
depending.
Corn Cob Man or Discount Aquaman. Or no, what was it? Discount Aquaman?
Discount Aquaman, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. German hot mustard, all lowercase. That's where I went wrong.
I went uppercase on the.
Whenever you're ready,
Okay.
we'll dive into the
Yeah,
next.
I will.
good?
I will
I just
chime.
was looking and I was like,
Yeah.
my NFL shit's not in here. What's going on?
Well, I'll chime in
an old one.
on the Fresno State Wyoming game. This is my buckets of cash for the
Oh, that was my buckets of cash, by
Was
the
it?
way.
Oh,
I forgot
boy.
to say that.
Okay.
That was my
Yeah,
buckets
we were
of cash.
waiting until later.
Well, we'll recap.
yeah.
Okay, fine. Next week
Okay.
we'll save our
Save
buckets
it
of
for the
cash
end.
picks to the
Is
end.
that should we do it separately than the parlay, or is that like a single?
Well, I thought that was the plan.
Oh,
was
okay.
Well, and I thought we
the
said
parlays
it can
and then
be
buckets of
Yes.
right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
But
Well,
then
anyway,
we would use it as a separate segment.
yeah, I didn't like
we're
the
working these things
We're
out,
learning.
folks.
I didn't like the spread or the over under for this game.
Which
so-
game was that again?
The Fresno State Wyoming
Okay,
game. So
yeah,
I chose the money line. Fresno State I think is leaps and bounds the best team in that conference. They have the number 14 defense in the country and they're number 5 in turnover margin. And if you look at the other teams that are in that range as well, these are like top 15 teams in the country. So Wyoming's offense is number 113 overall in the country. And so I just see a really strong defense coming up, a pretty meek offense. And Fresno State's offense isn't gangbusters by any stretch of the imagination. I think they're 45th in the country overall. But I think all those things combined, especially with the turnover margin, I think they should lead to a Fresno State win at a minimum. So
See, and I looked at it from both sides. I looked at it from your side. I looked at it from your side. And that's when I was like, I'm fucking done with this game. I'm not looking at this one at all.
That's how I
just-
felt with the K-State Oklahoma
Like
State one.
I looked at it one way and I thought, yeah, definitely Wyoming. And then I looked at it Fresno State and I was like, nope, not touching it.
yeah. So, but I think Fresno State will win. And so, I mean, if I was going to take an over-under, I'd do an alternate over-under at 44.5 instead of 46.5.
I think it's down to 44.5 now. Yeah, because I looked earlier when I saw your alternate.
Okay. Oh, no, I got to log back in. But anyway,
We'd be
so,
going crazy then.
right. And so that was my thought for that one. And I agree with you too. None of these games made me feel real great. The OU Texas game, I think this one's a little iffy. But just looking over the past decade, like I said, I had a lot of actual time to like do research last night. It was kind of nice. Over the last 10 years of this rivalry, 7 of the 10 have all gone over 60, and the current line for over under was 60.5.
Wow.
Last year, Oklahoma got embarrassed, 49-0 against Texas. I don't see that happening again this year. It's a totally different team.
I don't see Oklahoma winning. But
No,
I don't think
but
it's going to be close.
Yeah, but I see both teams scoring at least 30 points on one another. So I think the over at
I think
60.
Oklahoma actually has the better offense this year, too.
They
believe it
do.
or not,
They
which
do.
is crazy.
Yeah, statistically, they do have a better offense. Their defenses are pretty equal, 17 for Texas in total defense. OU's number 30. And it's a neutral site game. So I see this being, a touchdown score game. So I had 42-35 in my notes, but I think it'll cover the 60.5 on the over. And then I just threw one more in the Alabama, Texas A&M. I think this is actually down to 1.5 now.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. I don't get it. Saban has like literally owned Jimbo Fisher his entire career. And so I think it'll be a close game, but I think Alabama pulls it out, and I think they win by a field goal, if not more. And so Saban, they're going to be ready to go. They're going to come ready to play, but I think Alabama's going to win by at least a field goal.
I like it. And, I was actually writing up a whole thing about why Texas A&M was going to win, and I just couldn't even convince myself. I was like, it's Saban. Yeah. But, I like A&M's quarterback, and I just felt like maybe this is the time Jimbo finally gets it done. And then, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. So.
I feel like it might be. I'll piggyback off of that because that's one of my picks.
Okay, let's go.
I went with the over of 46.5. At least that's what it was when I looked. Alabama and Texas A&M, and I look back at the history between the two teams. 2012, I think, was the first time they started playing, and they played every year since. Since 2012, there's only been 2 times that they haven't gone over 46 points. Only twice.
Yeah.
And those scores were 46 and 44. So
interesting.
46.5.
Okay.
Totally seems doable. This is not going to be a defensive game. It's going to be a shootout.
No.
I think the over on 46.5 is definitely the way to go on this game. I would also be slightly tempted to take A&M at 2.5 if that's what it's still at.
It's 1.5 now.
Is it 1.5?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think A&M
that's where I
might.
started,
I think
and then
A&M might pull the upset on this one.
I definitely like the over on that. I feel more comfortable.
46.5 is not much for them, especially after last week with LSU and Ole Miss.
Right.
All right.
Right. Everyone's just scoring now, I guess, and then this is the week all the unders will hit.
Right.
I do
Most
want to
likely.
say one thing I forgot on the Fresno State Wyoming. I did promise my wife right on I would say her bet, and she thinks the over on that one. So there you go, babe. Got your bet in there. Okay. So what do we think? We're looking at college here. Oh, did you want to talk about Purdue, Iowa? I'm sorry.
I mean, there's not a whole lot more to be said. Iowa 1.5. Kind of just what you said there. Doesn't matter who Iowa's got back there.
I know.
As long as they take care of the ball and don't fumble, throw interceptions, it's the defense. I'm taking Iowa 1.5, which pains me to say.
Yeah, it's kind of gross, isn't it?
Yeah, neither team is very good on offense. Iowa's defense is head and shoulders above.
And that's what makes the difference. I think they're just the better team.
And they're in Iowa City,
right? That's a home field advantage.
Iowa plays so much better in Iowa City, so I would feel good about Iowa 1.5 on that.
Okay. Well, we can look up lines again.
So it's 1.5 there for Iowa.
Okay.
Yep.
And they started at 5.5.
It went 1.5. It was 2.5 earlier. Then it was 2. Now it's back to 1.5.
They were early, probably Sunday. 5.5. Iowa was favored.
Interesting.
And then I think they probably came out with the news on McNamara being sidelined for the
3
year.
points though. That's crazy.
He didn't. I don't think he gave them 3 points.
No. Ever.
So what do we want for the second one?
Vegas would never.
Do you like that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, that was we did it. So I will say from what I'm looking at, I like that OU Texas over quite a bit, and I like the over on the Alabama Texas A&M.
I also
kind of
like.
where I'm at.
I also like the over on Wisconsin Rutgers. I didn't do a whole lot of looking on that, but they both been scoring.
They both score
44.5 is low.
Or you take Rutgers to cover.
What was the line?
They're I think 4-0 on the spread this year.
What's the spread right now?
13.
What?
Ooh. That's tempting. Is it in Camp Randall?
Yeah.
They've covered night game.
They played at Michigan and covered.
True.
They were 20.
But that was an 11:00 game, wasn't it?
27-point underdogs, and they covered.
That was an early game though.
It was.
That makes a difference.
Yeah.
If they're playing Camp Randall at night.
No, it's 11:00 game.
Oh.
Yeah. They'll still be drunk.
They'll still be drunk.
It's Wisconsin. They're showing up. They start at 6 a.m.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
I feel better about the over on that than I do the spread.
I do too. 44.5. I mean,
you get that random air raid that Wisconsin's trying to run now.
24-21 and we cover, or we hit.
Yeah, Rutgers is scoring points. They put 24 up on Michigan, which I mean wasn't huge because Michigan beat the shit out of them, but
Yeah.
better than what Nebraska did.
Yeah,
Right. Well, right now with the Iowa and the over on the OU Texas, we're plus 257.
Okay.
If I take out the OU and we do the over on Rutgers, Wisconsin, it's plus 250, so it's about the same. So
Okay.
$40 wager wins us 100 even.
That's pretty good. Do you think we got it down now, Rutgers, Wisconsin, or? I just really like the history of that OU Texas.
Yeah, and there could be that random week where Rutgers and Wisconsin both decide to play defense at a Big Ten defensive game, and it's 17-10.
Yeah.
I think I feel better about OU Texas.
Yeah, I know that Oklahoma and Texas are probably not going to
historically
play a whole lot of
they
defense.
They're just going to be, it's going to be haymaker after haymaker.
Like you said, it's not called the Red River Shootout for nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They're going to try to, especially I think with Oklahoma coming off a total ass kicking last year. They got something to prove.
Got a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, they're going to come out. They're going to try to annihilate them. And I think even if Texas gets up, 4 or 5 touchdowns, they're not going to.
They'll come back.
Let up. They're going to keep going. So.
All right, we locking it in.
I think so.
Plus 257, $40 wins 103.17.
I like it. All
Okay.
right, awesome stuff, guys. All right, so just to recap, there, Purdue at Iowa, minus 1.5 for Iowa, right?
Yes.
Is that what the spread was? Okay,
And
so we're taking Iowa.
We'll need to
1.5.
put the disclaimer out there that
Disclaimer.
that's one of those things that may change
Right.
Disclaimer.
right at the kickoff. So.
Right. And then the other one is the OU Texas over at
Disclaimer.
60.5. Is it still 60.5?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, well, we can go into NFL now. So last week I took the whole Jacksonville -3.
Got one out left
I know.
over here.
I'm watching. I'm watching to see if I can power through. By the way, listeners, we are watching.
This might be it.
Did you just jinx me?
Oh!
You just jinxed it. Come on, man.
You're not bunting there.
All right. They didn't get a run. They didn't get a run.
No.
So for our listeners, I am a big Diamondbacks fan, and we actually made the postseason. And the wild card game, game 2, is on right now against the Brewers. It's the 9th inning. We need one more out, and they just hit a double.
I thought you said that they had a good closer.
Had.
We do, okay? All right. Going back to the NFL. All right, so I took the Jacksonville -3 for that London game this weekend. It worked out. Felt really good about Jacksonville. However, this week they're playing an entirely different team. They're playing Buffalo. And the spread is 4.5 points. I think the Bills have hit their stride. They dominated Miami last week, 48-20.
Yeah.
Just crushed them. They, me, I like looking at that offensive success rate. They had a 57% offensive success rate, and they averaged 0.46 points per play. Like they're just so efficient. Josh Allen looks right again. Jacksonville's offense, they're just sluggish, right? They're not hitting a lot of big plays. They did cover last week. We benefited from it. Oh, there's a game. Whoa, D-backs win. Woo! Holy crap, we got out of the wild card round.
Nice.
Not used to this.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Sweet. NLDS, baby. Okay.
How was that?
The house is settling.
Oh.
And it might be haunted. Okay.
Or your neighbors throwing shit at your house.
They could be.
The light is
probably
shining.
Brewers fans next door.
Damn them.
All right, coming back to my game, Jacksonville Buffalo. So Jacksonville's offense is sluggish. Their defense might keep them in it for a little bit, but I don't think they're going to keep up with Buffalo's offense. Just a couple more stats. Jacksonville's 2-2 against the spread. Buffalo's 3-1 so far. I like Buffalo -4.5. The other games, Baltimore -3.5 at Pittsburgh. Okay, I'm just going to say Pittsburgh sucks. Like, they're a really bad team.
Pickett's hurt too, right?
Pickett's hurt. Mitchell Trubisky is their backup, if that tells you anything.
Stud.
Both of them have been a sub 55 rating on Pro Football Focus, who grades everybody, right? That's not good. 55 is not good.
Sounds average.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
It's in Pittsburgh. Baltimore's 2-0 on the road, 3-1 against the spread. Lamar Jackson, he doesn't like jump off the page really, but makes a lot of big throws, and
he's doing great for me in fantasy.
Oh yeah, same. He had a big week finally, but I just think they're going to win that game handily. 3.5 isn't a lot of points for them to cover.
Baltimore?
No, it's in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Pittsburgh.
Probably not. Mm.
And then the last one I have on here is New York Jets at Denver. I like the over 43.5, or I even like the Jets +2. Denver's defense is really, really bad.
And that's even crazier considering what happened against Kansas City.
Right.
Wilson looked like a decent quarterback.
And Zach Wilson, I mean, I'm not going to go all Chris Collinsworth and
That's the Wilson
kiss
I
his
meant,
ass.
not
Yeah.
Russell. I meant
Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Against Kansas City, Zach Wilson.
Yeah, he
looked
looks
pretty good.
really good. Jets have a good running game too, and Denver can't stop the run. I don't know. I can see the Jets just scoring a bunch of points, and possibly even some defensive points.
I think the big question is Taylor going to be there?
Oh yeah.
Can we not talk about? No, but I heard they saw Zach Wilson leaving the stadium with Kelsey's mom though.
Very nice.
Perfect.
So, anyways, those are my 3 games.
All right.
What do you got?
I got I'm in the same. I'm the Bills. I'm taking the money line. I think for the Bills against the Jags. They're flying over the Atlantic, over to London. Jaguars
in London. That's true.
The Jags have been there all week. Won their game last week there. I think the Jaguars have a little bit more of a stout defense than the Falcons, than the Dolphins. So I think the Jags will kind of not rein them in. I think they'll still score a lot of points, but that's why I was a little sketchy about the spread. But I think the Bills will win, at least. And so, I see maybe there could be a little jet lag. There just could be a little maybe a little bit going on with that. But I think the Bills will win the game, so that's why I chose them for the money line. Little homer pick for Dennis here. I think Arizona.
Oh.
Cincinnati is not playing well.
No.
Joe Burrow is not himself. He's hurt.
Something's wrong. It's got to be the injury, right?
And they
Or the buckets of cash.
buckets of cash.
and Arizona's not. I mean, they hang in for the most part, and they've played some pretty solid teams, and they've played them pretty competitively. Yeah,
Did beat Dallas.
and so and Cincinnati's just not playing great right now. And so I think Arizona. I would take Arizona +3 on that game, and so I think, frankly, I think they're going to win the game, honestly, against Cincinnati. So, and then my last one, C.J. Stroud is off to a rocking start as a rookie. The Texans beat, I think, the Jaguars by 20. And now they're playing the Falcons, who the Jaguars just lost to in England. Again, big travel back and forth across the Atlantic for the Falcons as well. Ritter's QB play has been sketchy at best for the most part.
No.
It hasn't been great. He looked real bad against
Screw
the
the
Jaguars.
Falcons.
So,
I was waiting for it.
and the Texans are 2-0 in their last 2 games. They started off 0-2. I think they're starting to gel and click with things. And so I like the Texans +2.5. I think it's actually down to 1.5 because I think I did read that. I think a lot of it's now +2. It's been kind of waxing and waning between 1.5 and 2. So I would take the Texans at +2. Again, I think the Texans are going to win the game, and so, but I think that's a strong bet. If I had my ranking of my top 3, it'd probably be the Buffalo game. I think that's a solid, for sure, victory for them. Texans, this bet I think would be number 2.
Okay.
And then the other one would be number 3. But I really like the Texans. I think they're going to do well this week.
I'm surprised nobody brought up the Colts and the Titans. I kind of looked at that one. I didn't put it down.
You have a chance to. You haven't gone
I didn't
there.
want to touch that one.
I didn't look at, but I mean, Richardson's playing really good. We could see Jonathan Taylor, maybe.
Yeah, he's supposed to be back.
That's where I just saw that and I was like, that might be enough juice to get the Colts going. I didn't look at it close enough to want to bet on it, but
here it starts 21-day window to return to play.
yeah,
Is he still on the PUP list or whatever
I think they've activated him, but they're just giving. He's got they give them a window to either like give them the go to play, or
Gotcha.
they can put them on IR or whatever the hell it is they do.
Okay.
But they said he's kept in shape, and
Good. I could use them because I stashed them on one of my leagues. So
the extension said that he felt like he could maybe play this Sunday, just not a whole lot, depending on how he feels.
Right.
I just thought that would be like one of those games where he'd give them a little bit of juice and they could do some
And they're
damage.
still underdogs. I mean, they're
Do
still
some damage to the Titans.
1.5 point underdogs. So.
what's the word on locker room though? Because he's wanted out of there. I wonder how the team feels about it.
Well,
haven't heard much.
they've won now, so he's probably feeling pretty good. Kissing everybody.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Kissing
he
everybody's
feels
ass.
Good. I'm just talking about the rest
Right.
of the team.
He's I've been behind this boy. Who knows?
Yeah.
I just thought that was one that could have been. I looked at it a little bit and thought wasn't enough to make me want to write it down. But
right.
I looked at the Miami, and it's probably changed and will change by Sunday. But they're 10.5 on the Giants. I'd take Miami 10.5 on the Giants.
Are they in New York?
I don't think
Not that it matters.
doesn't matter. The Giants are playing
actually,
like
you want
ass.
them to be at home because they have given up like 80 points and scored like a touchdown
At home.
at home.
There's zero chance.
They play on the road, they actually score points, but if they're at home, they suck.
And Miami's coming off an ass whooping.
There's zero chance that the Giants have a defense that's going to be anywhere remotely close to Denver's. And Denver gave up 70. So 10.5 is not a stretch here
Yeah.
at all. I mean, the Giants gave up, the Giants only scored 3 against Seattle.
Yeah.
The same Seattle team that gave up 27 to the Andy Dalton-led Panthers.
Oh, that game was so frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I had a similar parlay to you on that one, and they just nothing. They just couldn't do anything.
No. It was ridiculous. I gave up like 10 sacks that game?
He couldn't even move.
No. He got
And
the
Miami's
ball and-
defense isn't great, but they're going to be good enough.
They're going to be running up the score.
They'll be fine to stay 10.5 over the
I like it.
Giants.
So it is kind of going to that big spread thing that we said we were going to try to avoid. So that's my only concern.
I think it'll be an easy cover.
We say that every week. This is easy.
Well, my other easy cover is Detroit 8.5 over Carolina.
How bad does that hurt to just say that?
Carolina's bad. They're awful. They've got injuries all over the place.
It's
They
10
don't
now.
know 10.
It's 10 now.
Ooh,
We can tease it to 8.5. See what it.
God, I could see. I honestly, I
You
could
still
see.
feel good about 10?
I could see Detroit winning by 14. The Carolina's defense will keep it close in the first half, and then their offense is going to dink and dunk and put the defense back out on the field more often than not to wear down, and they'll just. Carolina sucks.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Do you want to
I'm
say the
used
other
to it.
note on there since Sean and I already said ours?
Yeah, I'm used to it. That's my buckets of cash.
I mean, minus
Buckets of
minus
cash.
6.5 on the alternate spread is minus 186.
Oh,
I mean,
so it
it's
doesn't kill
it's
it.
not terrible.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, the 10 right now is it's basically a coin flip. It's minus 100. So
It's in Detroit.
Yeah.
Carolina sucks. I can't say that enough. They're bad.
And this is a
They don't-
huge Panthers
Oh,
fan.
yeah.
The biggest Panthers fan I know.
Yeah,
Maybe
the only Panthers fan.
I know,
Yeah.
but
It was a low bar, but
Yeah.
yeah, their offense has no identity. Bryce Young's just kind of there. They're not giving him anything to work with. He's not taking any shots downfield. They're not
No.
opening anything up.
checkdowns.
I wanted to wait because I thought, because Carolina had a good defense. They've got a good defense, but their
Right.
defense is on the field far too long.
Yeah. No, I could see it. I don't know. I don't like the double digit spreads because we just got burned that one weekend on them all. So
Well, Detroit's
and
got
it's
a
the
good
NFL,
offense.
so you never know. I mean, they could just be like all of a sudden showing up today.
Right.
But who knows?
No, It's not going to happen. Their offense is awful.
Now
Their
we just got to figure out, is this just a disgruntled fan
No.
Yeah.
talking? Or...
Right.
Their number one receiver is Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
I think he's
They
like
had
46,
They
isn't
had
he?
opportunities last week. 2 touchdowns that went right through receivers' hands and hit him in the face mask. There's no game changers on that offense except for Adam Thielen, if that tells you anything.
Ouch.
Right.
Which,
Well-
4 years ago, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
What are we thinking?
It's tough.
Unless we tease it down a little bit, I don't feel good about the 10 points on that one.
We could do an alternate.
Yeah, I mean, we could totally look at that.
I guess that makes me feel good as a Panthers fan that you guys don't feel as passionately about that as I do.
We'll do an alternate spread, and it'll like win by 28.
Yeah.
or something.
Like,
right?
good call.
That's how it goes.
Still cover, though.
Well, that's the same thing as in the NFL here. I didn't feel good about any of the games. I like the Baltimore game, though. I would definitely go with that one.
Okay. Is Baltimore still 3.5 at Pittsburgh?
4.
4 points now. Well, at least it's a 4, so it's
Yeah.
a push if you hit it.
And what else do we want to do?
I mean, I
feel
might
like
be homering a little bit, but I like that Arizona one.
Yeah.
I do. What were you going to say? The Bills' money line's probably
That's safe.
the safe one,
Yeah.
honestly, but I just worry about that minus 245
Right.
killing our
Minus
parlay.
230 now. So
What is it if you...
So if we do the
combine it?
Ravens in that, it's plus 173. If I take out the Ravens and we do the Cardinals, that's plus 165. It's about the same.
What about, how did you guys feel about the Jets Broncos over 43.5?
Yeah.
Nope. I
No?
see it. Well, you guys didn't. Neither one of you looked.
Right.
I feel
Yeah.
I
And
can
we have
see
it on
it.
video now, so you
On
can
the-
see how you
yeah.
guys reacted.
Oh, the
I can
Jets
see it
Broncos
from
on the over.
the Jets side, just from what they did against Kansas City. But there's nothing that inspires confidence from Denver.
They beat Chicago.
Well, and
They came back and
Okay.
won.
No.
both of those teams scored a lot, which was amazing
It's
to me.
31-28, yeah.
We all of us thought that the under was going to hit on that
Yeah,
one.
we did. We did.
Yeah.
Shame on us.
But I mean, was that Kansas City game like the one game that Wilson's going to play well?
Right.
I don't know.
Was
We'll
it?
see more out of
did it
him.
finally click for him, or
Right.
was it just a
Right.
flash in the pan?
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. I don't feel great about that one though.
maybe it was
Okay.
because Kelsey's mom
No,
was there.
I mean, like I said, as soon as I said it, I could tell. What was
I
that?
said maybe it was because Kelsey's mom was there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, probably. He had to play good. Likes those Cougars.
BYU.
Isn't his mom a cougar? Wasn't he a
Wasn't it
cougar?
as like
Yeah.
mom? Wasn't it as like mom's friend or something? Is the
I
rumor?
think it's his mom.
Well, no, I mean that he slept with. I hope he didn't sleep with his mom. That's really messed up.
We went to BYU.
You.
I would apologize to all our BYU fans out there, but I'm not
We
going
have
to.
none.
Those don't exist. So, oh, that was amazing.
That's funny. Yeah, so really all of these, I mean, there are it's not going to be a huge
There's not a lot of like great feelings about either one of them.
No.
The only one is the money line, but look at the
yeah.
Yeah, that one being in London also is one of those where like
anything could happen. You did bring up a good point that I did not on my defense of the spread was that Jacksonville's been there all week, right?
Yeah.
It's a big change.
yeah.
I mean,
And they've got a decent offense. They're not a
do we want to do
it's
alternate
not a
spread
terrible
on the
offense.
for the Lions?
yeah, let's take a look at that.
See what that
And
does.
London has kind of adopted the Jaguars as their like
Have they?
home team. How did you see how many Jaguars fans were in
I
the-
saw there was. Did you see the guy with the painted face that looked like an actual cat? It was super creepy.
Yeah, there you go.
We were rewinding it and watching it over and over. It was
The alternate
hilarious.
spread does not help us at all.
They love
No.
the Jaguars in London. I don't know.
I like that Arizona one, but I can't tell if I'm just being a homer.
I do too. I really do. I'm not just saying that.
I like the +3. It's
Yeah.
in Cincy.
Yes.
My only fear is like when
No,
is
I'm
this
sorry. It's in Phoenix.
Oh yeah, I mean home
Is this
dogs.
the one game
+3.
that-
I like it.
Joe Burrow decides to break out of whatever it is that he's got going on, and he has like 4 touchdowns,
Have you?
400 yards
Let
passing.
me introduce you to Josh Dobbs.
Rocket scientist.
Rocket scientist, NASA engineer.
You didn't know that until I brought that up.
Hey, I've known it for at least 2
3 weeks.
weeks or
3
so.
weeks?
3 weeks, was it?
That's funny. Yeah, so that's plus 165 with the Cardinals and the Bills. So $40 wins us 66. So we're not doubling. We can do better.
We can do better. We want to try to double.
Unless you feel really good about those college games.
We could parlay it with a college game.
Well, now we're getting crazy.
Well,
Nebraska,
he hasn't
Illinois.
asked for 3 yet.
Nebraska, Illinois. Friday night.
Under.
Yeah.
I looked at that and I would have went under.
Yikes.
And I think
But
Illinois is like a 2.5 point favorite.
They're
No.
building their stadium almost
Right.
burned down.
Yeah.
Some of those players could feel badly about the
Right.
workers or
Smoke
something.
inhalation? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, these are. This is just tough.
So honestly, I think okay.
Yeah, we gotta make a decision.
I like the Arizona +3. I think we have to pull the Bills money line out.
Okay.
So you don't like? How did you feel about that Baltimore one? I felt like you liked it. I liked it. How did you feel about Baltimore?
For the spread,
Yeah, 3.5.
I think it's fine.
What does that look like with that combined with Arizona?
252. So
Now we're talking.
Well, it'll be about $100. Yeah, 101 and 8 cents. So a little more than double.
I think of the games we discussed, that's probably our best
Yeah.
attack at it.
See, now you get to root for the
I
Cardinals.
will be
I know. Usually I root against them,
And
big
feel
Cardinals fan.
really bad if they fuck this away for us.
Yeah.
and you guys will hate my team forever, which is fine because I hate them whenever they lose.
I hate my own team. So.
Yeah.
Well, and
We heard the whole thing.
The Ravens have just really let me down this year when I bet on them, and when we bet on them. So
What was the game we lost with Baltimore?
they were.
Oh, was that the Indy
favored against
game?
the Indy game where they couldn't do anything.
Indy's
So-
better
See?
than Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Indianapolis Titans.
I don't like it because the Titans are just weird. Like I
Yeah.
can't figure them out.
Yeah, they were kind
They dominated last week. I was
Yeah.
like, where did that come from?
Against
Jekyll and Hyde.
Cincinnati, the team that we're
Yeah, Derrick Henry's throwing touchdown passes. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I like it. So let's.
Okay.
Is everyone cool with that?
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
okay,
Baltimore -4, and Arizona Cardinals +3.
lock it in.
There we go.
That was
All right.
probably the toughest week.
That was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good. I feel like we're all bringing good arguments, and yeah, it's pretty obvious we're all doing more research, and
Yeah.
we're all probably finding our little websites and stats and metrics. Really good stuff.
Yeah. So I actually looked into a little bit last night, just with how AI is just kind of changing everything. I was like,
You use
I
Chat
wonder-
GPT.
So I have it on my phone.
They won't
I'll
tell
talk
you.
about that.
Yeah.
It won't.
Yeah.
They won't because it's unethical.
Yeah.
Right. But there are AI apps. I did look into one, and then it, I got a bit like all the pop up windows, like, oh, your computer's infected with all this crap. I was like, oh, this isn't legit. And the only other ones, there was all like,
Sean had his credit card out.
Yeah, he's like, wait, should I not enter this? Or?
Okay, I'll put it away.
but most of them were, European sites, and they were all just for football stuff. I was like, well, okay,
Yeah.
that's not helpful. So
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe that'll come about someday as well. But I thought about it. I was like, oh, this is gonna be kind of fun to talk about it and see if it actually works, and sign up
do
for
side
one.
bet stuff.
Yeah,
and just
sign up
see
for
how
one and be like, okay, let's see what the
See how accurate it is on Slovakian volleyball.
Right, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
pick me some winners of Slovakian and Swedish hockey parlay this weekend, and
That would be fun.
yeah.
Just see how far you can go with it.
But I did put in a parlay for the Phillies and my Marlins, and
Which
it
is
looks
still going on.
Two of the players that I selected are not going to get a hit. So Soler and Bohm got a hit, and then I needed Erez and Harper to get a hit. And,
Ooh, 7-0.
yeah. So and then I had the Phillies on the money line. So if they could get Harper up to get a freaking hit, that'd be great. And they're not.
Suck, you suck, you suck, you suck.
Yeah, because they're not going to score 7. So
Well, that was Braves legend Christian Pache that fucked that one up, which is why he's no longer on the team.
On that side of the table.
Screw the Phillies.
Bueno. Yeah.
And
The only good part about them beating Miami is getting revenge on them in the DS or DS, the DS.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And so, and
Because they knocked them out last year.
Yeah.
They knocked the Braves out
I
last
did
year.
put all my bets in that from my own research. So I'll let you
Oh,
know.
good.
Yeah. So
I was thinking
I'll
about
let you-
doing something like
I'll
that
let you know
too.
how I did. So I did my 3-leg parlay for the pros in college. And then
No,
I combined-
there's Sean's 3-leg.
Yeah, he's got to get his action.
and then I combined it all into a 6-leg parlay.
Oh,
And I put $10 on it, so
But what will it win?
$269.
Nice.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
So
There you go.
seems legit.
so I got Oklahoma at 16.5. The over for the Oklahoma Texas game. Alabama at 1.5 against A&M. Fresno
think
State on
A&M's
the
gonna
money
beat
line.
'em.
Bills on the money line. Houston Texans +2 and Cardinals +3. So
Very good.
fingers crossed.
I made a total. I don't know if I told you guys this, but I did say how I put a bet down on ASU last week, but I totally noobed it and went money line for some reason, even though they were the underdog. I don't know why I did that. And it was 3.5, and they lost by 3. I would have totally won. And it was funny. The whole even before the game started, Ray Don was just talking shit. Why did you do that? Why would you even do that? They're the underdog, and they're
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
good.
You idiot.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. So tomorrow I will drive into Iowa
Disclaimer.
and place a legal bet.
Legally.
2 legal bets.
Yes.
Legal disclaimer. And yeah, we'll be good to go. And as usual, I'll reach out to you guys and if the lines shift, which it did last week on one of them.
We did.
Didn't help us.
No.
Because that
That was the college one.
it was the college one. Was it the LSU one? I think it was the OU one. I think
it was the
moved
OU.
and we were still fine. It's still going to go over, which that
Right.
one did hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't help us because LSU and Ole Miss decided to go into a shootout.
Yeah. Not
It was like the first quarter, and
not
we're
play
texting each other
defense.
like, this is not good.
Yeah.
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 Nearly
Don't.
made it before halftime.
So next week, save our buckets of cash bet for the last, or just announce it. When
Yeah, I think we do it like right now, right? You know,
Yeah.
like at this part of the podcast is when we do the buckets of cash. I could probably come up with some cool like
Well, I guess
sound bite. So what's your buckets of cash?
Detroit at what was it now? 10?
Yeah.
10 over Carolina. If that line moved to 14, I'd still take it. Fucking Panthers.
I got Fresno State money line at Wyoming.
Awesome. And I've got Wyoming +6 versus Fresno State.
And then I will say my buckets of cash bet has hit the past 3 weeks in a row.
Ooh, 3-0.
Very nice.
Yeah,
3-0.
I'm hoping
Something to
to
keep
keep
an
that
eye
up.
on.
Yeah.
Time to keep track.
Yeah. So maybe I should have put money on that by itself, but I didn't. So
We got to get those
Something to
hats too.
yeah.
Buckets of cash hats.
I think that's going to be something we throw on social media, our buckets of cash, you know. It'll be great.
Yeah.
We need some yard signs too.
Yard signs.
Just start putting them up all over.
So speaking of all of that stuff, I did start, and I think I sent it to you guys today. I did start a YouTube channel for us.
Oh yeah.
So we're all kind of new to this. We're figuring it out as we go along, and some of the things I've been reading is a lot of listeners like YouTube for their podcast. YouTube isn't
Didn't
necessarily
realize
set
that.
up as a
Yeah.
podcast server.
Makes total sense though.
But you can set it up with a static image so that the audio can still play.
Okay.
So I created a quick trailer just to do it, and then I'm still kind of messing with it. I'll get all of our episodes up hopefully by this weekend, and then we'll just start moving
Gain
forward.
some more traction.
We are also playing around with the camera on this episode, so we might have video, we might not. Oh wait, over there. It's over there.
Oh. Hi.
That's just the monitor.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
So we'll figure it out, right?
Right.
So if we are able to get video and we like it, we will post the video to YouTube moving forward. Just look for Dancing with the Odds on YouTube. It'll pop right up. We would love it if people would subscribe and follow and like
Share,
everything
comment,
everywhere.
Give us some feedback.
Yeah.
Let's hear something.
Feedback's great. We want to hear, do you think our bets are ridiculous? Do you like what we're talking about? What are your bets that you think we should be looking at? All of the above.
100%. Yeah. No. We got some good interaction last week on TikTok.
We did. We
Which-
had
Yeah.
the college one was like exploded. We
Yeah.
had almost 3,000 views.
Nice. See, and I thought we were doing pretty good, and I said something to one of the guys I work with down at the pizza shop, And he's like, "Oh yeah, take a look at this." And he shows me some dumb fucking video that he made. 68,000 views he had, and I was like, "Well,
Wow.
I feel less good about that."
You know, we all have daughters who dance, right? Sure do. So I know I hear about it. I'm sure you guys have maybe heard some things. So I started this TikTok channel, but I'm just putting our bets on there. No people doing dances or anything,
Right.
but we might have to start working on some choreography.
Well,
I
yeah.
think the biggest thing is just catching a trend and then putting whatever we've got with that trend.
Absolutely. And I mean,
Between the three of us, we should figure out what the trends
And if
are
we
because we'll
start-
probably hear it over and over.
oh
and
yeah,
over again.
and if we're betting hundreds of dollars,
people will.
I will do a dance on camera.
Well,
I don't know what it's going to be.
especially if we
It's
win
gonna-
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can do the floss
I can't do.
I
that.
can floss.
like a madman.
But can you choreograph all the other stuff, steps and
No,
yeah?
I can
That's
just
why it'll be awesome.
I can just stand in one
I don't-
spot and do the floss.
I can't. Well, we can do a floss TikTok coming soon.
Bring that back.
Floss TikTok for Dancing with the Odds.
How long ago was that cool? Like 3 years ago?
Yeah, it was cool for like 2 minutes. And
Yeah.
I finally figured it out, and then no one wanted to see it anymore.
Man, that's why we're good at it. Old
Yeah,
fucks.
we're such dads. Awesome, guys. Before we wrap up, any other bets this week? We do have a F1 race, Cutter Grand Prix.
Yeah, and a
This
sprint
weekend?
race. Yeah. I didn't even look to see what the.
I didn't look, but I think McLaren's on a tear, and I would not be surprised if they got another podium.
I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna have them, both of them up there again. So I think they're the second fastest team right now, behind Verstappen. So it should be a good weekend. It's sprint race weekend again, which is
Yeah,
great.
those are fun.
Oh no, it's asked me. So
It
I don't
should
know.
be decent times for both of them, like around noon.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so that's
because it's
Noon
I think
our
they're
time,
9
Central Time.
hours ahead of us over there. So, but it'll be a good race. McLaren finally finished their wind tunnel. No, that's probably not going to help them this year, but they have a brand new wind
But
tunnel.
the way they're ending this season going into next year should be
right,
be pretty good.
So, but I wouldn't be shocked if Lando winds up on the podium, and I think that Piastri will be the same way as well. But I haven't seen what the odds are.
What a rookie, huh?
Kind of looking. Oh my god! And he's locked in for the future, and yeah, it's just. Oh, and then another news: Cadillac
Yeah.
is apparently getting in, and then Andretti got approval.
Yeah.
And so they're like
All
one
kinds
step
of moves.
away.
We're gonna have
So
2 American teams, and
well, I
if you
think they
wanna
should get
count
rid of Haas,
yeah, they should just
personally.
replace them.
And I think they should get rid of it with
Russian motors.
Andretti Cadillac, which I think is just pretty amazing. So,
Fucking
yeah, so
Phillies.
Lando,
There you go, Dad. Your Phillies won.
yeah. So Lando's plus 1,300, right behind, or at same as Perez, and then Piastri's 4th favorite at plus 1,800.
Love it. That might be a fun little side bet.
Yeah. So they're both ahead. So the McLarens are both ahead of both Mercedes. So it's Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes. Pretty awesome.
Very cool.
And we're 2 weeks away from Coda, and
Yeah, and we will be there.
Friggin' pumped.
Sean and I will
Yeah,
be there.
so.
My McLaren shirt's in the mail. It'll be here
Nice.
before we go.
Nice.
So
trying to debate if I have to get a sweatshirt or not. I don't think the weather will be cold enough in Texas for that, but
probably not. Probably not. Awesome.
But ready to go.
Well, great. Real quick, Phillies just won, so they're going to play your Braves.
Mm-hmm.
Got any message for my dad, the Phillies fan?
No, go
Nothing?
Braves. I mean,
Yeah, go Braves.
Well, I'll be rooting
This
for
is
the
gonna-
Phillies. Sorry.
They're definitely gonna have revenge on their mind. I hate seeing the Phillies come in because they're, look at these assholes. But yeah, they're gonna be ready for them this year. I think. I
it'll be
feel
a
like
good series.
Yeah.
let's just go the whole series. Make it good. I don't want to see either team get swept. That makes shitty baseball.
Yeah.
As someone who
I would love to
neither
see
of
the
these
Phillies
teams-
get swept. I wouldn't be mad if the Phillies got swept.
I was
but-
going to say, as someone who roots for the Diamondbacks, I hope the Diamondbacks sweep every team moving forward. I don't give a shit if you guys want to see good baseball or not. I just want my team to win every game. That's just how it is.
I mean, we could have an Atlanta, Arizona,
That'd be fun.
NLCS.
It'd be a fun little. Speaking of side bets, we'll have something there if that happens. But
We would have to
let's
figure out.
worry about
games.
this next round first, because
Yeah,
I feel
Let's
like
not get too far ahead
Arizona's
of
already playing with house money.
Yeah, long way to go. Long way to go.
All right, guys, good week. We got our bets in. We will get the podcast up by, what is today? Wednesday? I'll have it up by Thursday afternoon-ish.
Perfect.
And we'll send out messages everywhere on social media to let you all know that it's ready to go.
Like, follow, share,
Email
interact.
us.
Yes, please.
Email, comment.
Yeah.
Give us something to work with here. We've got nothing. We're just
Come on, people.
Yeah, you're just
Help us out.
you're making us talk to one another.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
hopefully next week we're betting 80 again. So
yeah, let's get back to 80.
Fingers crossed.
All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Well, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
The content provided in this podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. We do not provide any form of gambling advice, recommendations, or endorsements. It is essential to make your betting decisions based on your own judgment. Thank you for being a part of our podcast community. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Dancing with the Odds, and we look forward to sharing more insights and entertainment with you in the future. Remember, gamble responsibly and stay in control.